This is the NOVAR Verizon Cup Series race number 19 of 30 with the Nashville Super Speedway in Lebanon, Tennessee. McDonald's Pole, we're going to number 22 of Cody White. Cody White had a very good run at Kansas last week before being passed with just 4 laps to go. He will lead with Brian Kittleson in second, Brian Wilson in third, Scott Johnson in fourth, and then Mark Mungillo in fifth position, Dave Payton sixth. He's going to lead the field down into turn. White's going to lead the field down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, later that lap, Brian Wilson will go and take the lead away for the number 22 FedEx Express Toyota of Cody White. As you see, James Wilson Jr. trying to make it 3-1 with Josh Burtz and Mark Mungillo. Oh, now Brian Kittleson. Caution, the first caution will fly in lap 2. Brian Kittleson and Carson Brooks, they will make contact. This will turn the 39, spinning down the back straightaway. Nobody would hit the 39, luckily for Walter. And then you see Thomas Lawyers in the 16 spinning. Here's the reason why. Eric Wilbur gets into Keith Hales, and that turns the 16 around the 35 ways as well. So the 16, he will go for a slide down the back straightaway. Keith Hales gets it fired back up. And then there was a third accident. Scott Johnson tried to turn Josh Mertz, and the 58 comes and accidentally spins himself in front of the front bumper of Alan Kimmel and almost gets run over by everybody. But luckily, he does not get run over by everybody. There you see Walter Green going by. And here's another incident. Matt Hamill gets into Sean McDowell. Sean McDowell gets turned into the outside wall, so the 0-0, and then Jared Noy actually throws the car back in the normal direction. Brian Wilson in the 90, he's leading on this restart with Cody White in second, Mark Mungillo in third, James Wilson Jr. in fourth, and Ike James Jr. in fifth. So, and here's Mark Mungillo going to go for second spot in the number 56 Mobile 1 Dodge. Brian Wilson shuts the door on Mungillo before he can make a charge for the lead. Caution 2, lap 8. Ronald Portland, he will turn the 12 Michael Scott. He gets hit by Sean McDowell, then Portland, then on Norrie, then back into the 31, and the 12 will spin across into turn 3. No major damage for the 12. Brian Wilson in 90, he's leading on this return with James Wilson Jr. in second, Cody White in third, Dave Payton in fourth, and Jared Welber in the fifth, in the 710 Wheat Chevrolet. He's running well. He's running in the fifth position, so great. And this is, I believe, his first start of the year for Jared Welber in the 17. As right now, he's trying to get by Cody White. Oh, James Wilson Jr. Third caution will fly lap 14. Mac Hamlin, Logan, and Brian Dawson, they will make contact. Then this will send the 64 spinning, and then the 72 and 28 will go around. Shane Howard will hit the 28, and then Michael Scott will hit the 28. So 3 hits to the 28. This will obviously cut the engine off of the 28. And then here's a Shane Clark third, Brian Kittleson, Mark Mungillo, they will turn, and then the 98 of Shane Clark the third, the points leader coming into this weekend. And then you see Jake Kierland spins around. Shane Clark, and here is the what actually happened again. The 7 gets turned by Jonathan Winslow, and then pops back up, gets this 76 of Jalen. Shane Clark the third, the points leader coming into this weekend. He's already racked down. This is bad luck for him. Meanwhile, Brian Wilson leads on this restart, and then watch the move Jared Welber do. He's going to put Dave Payton on the outside. Not only that, he's actually going to get a good enough run. He's going to pass the 90 for the race lead. So great run for the number 17 of Jared Welber. Jared has not had a great season all year. The other thing that actually came out was winning the rookie shootout, where I believe he only led about 6 laps. And there you see the caution lights. That is for the 4th caution. That will come out. That came out on lap 18. Brian Dawson will turn Logan Chin into Sean McDowell. Sean McDowell spins down the back straightaway, gets hit by the 0-1 of Jayon Norrie. So the 0-0 and 0-1 will continue. Jared Welber in the 17 will lead on this restart, with Cody White in second and Dave Payton fourth. Mark Mungillo and Brian Wilson and then Brian Kittleson in fifth. Excuse me, right there. The 17 will get a good cushion as he heads down the back straightaway. Dave Payton will be right there. The 5th and final caution of this half would be on lap 23. Daniel Helman, he will turn the number 56 and Mark down the back straightaway. And then the 56, he will get it back going, so nobody will hit the 56. Meanwhile, on the restart, Jared Welber will lead on the restart. Payton second, the 53 of Brian Kittleson. Brian Wilson in the 90 will start in 4th, and then Cody White in the 22, he's in 5th. Jared Welber, he will get a good cushion. However, it's not big as he had it on the last restart, where he had a pretty much like about a half a second lead over Dave Payton that time. But Dave Payton will actually remain right up to the back bumper of the 17 until he will make a move later on in the race. You'll see in the next clip. Here's the clip that I was talking about. Dave Payton, he was going to catch the 17, and the 17 will lose the race lead to David Payton, the 24. So David Payton, who's been running up front, but we haven't seen him a lot up front. But David Payton, he will take the lead away from Jared Weber, and then moments later, Brian Wilson in the 90 will take away the lead away from David Payton. Carson Brooks will take the lead away third away from Jared Weber. As you see, James Wilson Jr. in the 11, he's creeping up there. The 90 of Brian Wilson will still try to get a challenge on the 24 until he backs out there. This is going to bring Brooks up. So now the battle for the lead. So David Payton will not only lose the lead, he will also try to lose second. As you're going to see that David Payton, he's going to enter the corner, and then Carson Brooks is going to take second away. But Carson Brooks was not interested in second, and he went up and just goes and takes the lead away from the numbers 90 of Brian Wilson. The 75, Carson Brooks fighting back. He's going to go and take the lead away from Brian Wilson. So pretty action. So from lap number 70 to about lap 74, green flag pit stops would cycle out. Brian Wilson, Carson Brooks are shown here. Walter Green is shown there. He was involved in the first spin and got some extra damage, I believe. I don't remember which one.
And see, Thomas Lawyers, he just left his pit stop. Not a great day for Thomas Lawyers.
And then when pit stop cycled out, Casey Huto in the 19 and MJ Holloway, they would be the two cars battling it out for the lead. Huto has not had a great season, although he does have some great runs on the 19 listed up, but those runs were ruined by either a crash or a poor finish or being there at the wrong time. And MJ Holloway, he's been running, I believe in the top 10 for most of this year, in the low top 10 and high top around 11 to 20. But meanwhile, MJ Holloway, he will lose the lead to Casey Huto in the 19. And then we have Gordon Billard in the 91. He's going to go and take second away from the 48. So Billard will eventually do that. Dave Payton's lurking right there, as I believe he pitted, on lap 71, I think. As Billard is going to take the lead and get Bulls Racing 1-2. But the final caution of the night would be on lap 115. This was for Derby. And the green flag, this is only going to be a one-lap shootout. Can Nick Dunnigan make a move on the 19? Dunnigan, he's going to get the nose under, but he tightens up as he enters turn 1 and 2. And here comes Casey Huto in the 19, raging down that back straightaway. And now Casey Huto is in sight of his first career NOVAR Verizon Cup Series win. Coming out of turn 2. Coming out of turn 4, the pack is nearly wrecking, but Casey Huto will first career NOVAR Verizon Cup Series race here at the Nashville Super Speedway.